Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit with another episode of What Are We Eating? In my last video, I made a $5 sausage, egg, potato, and cheese frittata that would realistically feed up to 8 people. In that video, I got a whole lot of comments that it wasn't enough to feed 8 people, that it was barely enough to feed 1 or 2 people. When reading comments like that, it really upset me, but it also made me realize that a whole lot of us, myself included, take a whole lot of things in life for granted. If you have a job and you can afford to put enough food on your table to where your family can eat all they want every night, that's absolutely fantastic and you deserve that. You work for the money, you bought your food, and you should be able to eat as much as you want. You and your family are both very fortunate. But be honest, have any of you ever thought what would happen if you lost your job and you were forced to work for minimum wage and still feed your family? Honestly, I've never thought about that, but it could happen to any of us. So now when I do think about it, it's scary as hell. I've done a whole lot of What Are We Eating videos about bad Dollar Tree foods and that the so-called bargains at the Dollar Tree are really no bargains. And in many cases, foods from the Dollar Tree are more expensive even though they cost $1 than it would be if you bought more in the grocery store. But some people don't have the luxury of having even just a little bit more money to buy more at the grocery store. For instance, the Dollar Tree sells a 4-ounce chicken breast for $1. That's equivalent of $4 a pound for chicken breast. At one grocery store or another, chicken breast is always on sale for $1.99 a pound. So even though a full pound of chicken breast at the grocery store is only $1 more at $1.99 a pound, if you only have $1, then you're stuck with the one from the Dollar Tree. And this is exactly how the Dollar Tree rips people off. So I've already rambled on way too far, but I really hope I've gotten my point across. Because since doing these What Are We Eating videos, you, the people, have really enlightened me and humbled me about the everyday struggle of people living day to day with just a little bit of money and sometimes not enough money to feed their family. So if I haven't gotten my point through, it's this. The $5 frittata video may not have been the quantity or quality of food you're used to, but 8 less fortunate people than you would appreciate this meal, and it might be the only meal they eat for the day. So with all that said, I've really been incentivized to make more videos of meals on a really tight budget. They're not going to be gourmet meals or all-you-can-eat meals, but they will be delicious, satisfying meals. Because when you're hungry and you don't have a lot of money, it's really easy to make something taste good. Starting with today's video, which happens to be another meal from the Dollar Tree, but all of the future videos won't all be from the Dollar Tree. So in this video, we're going to make a $5 pasta dish that'll feed up to 8 people. Starting out with 8 ounces of risparmio grated topping with Parmesan. We're obviously not going to use all 8 ounces of the grated topping in this recipe, so the next recipe you need grated topping for, you can use the rest of this and save money. And then we have a 24-ounce can of Hunt's meat flavored pasta sauce, which by the way, costs $1 at the Dollar Tree, but it's only 82 cents at Walmart. So again, the Dollar Tree is not always a bargain. Then we had a 9.6 ounce pack of Swiss-style singles pasteurized processed sandwich slices. Then a 1.75 ounce of Hormel pepperoni, and a 16 ounce box of Barilla penne pasta. So let's get our penne pasta going first. In a large pot over high heat, have a few quarts of water, followed by some kosher salt. Now put the lid on the pot because it'll come up to a boil faster. And then once it comes up to a boil, remove the lid and add the pasta. Then cook the penne pasta for 2 minutes less than what's recommended on the box. It'll finish cooking when we bake it. Once the pasta's done, drain it, but do not rinse it. If you rinse it, you rinse away all the starch on the pasta, and the sauce will just run off the pasta and not have anything to stick to. Then add it back to the pot, and then add the 24-ounce can of Hunt's meat-flavored pasta sauce. And even though it's a minute amount, I was really surprised to see there was actually beef in the meat-flavored sauce. As you can see in the beginning of the video, I had originally gotten 2 cans of the Hunt's meat-flavored pasta sauce. But after pouring in the first can, I thought it'd be sufficient. If you want more sauce, add more sauce. Otherwise, save the other can for another meal. Now give it a good mix, and then fill up your pasta sauce can halfway with hot water, Give it a good shake, and then pour it into the pasta. Now a little Dollar Tree Italian seasoning. Granulated garlic, granulated onion, and salt and pepper, all of which I previously purchased for other recipes from the Dollar Tree. And now some of the grated topping, and that for sure does not look very promising. If you're ever curious about what's in grated topping from the Dollar Tree, here you go. Now give it all a good mix to get everything well incorporated. And then pour it into a 9x13 baking dish. Then smooth it out into a nice even layer. And then top it with the Swiss-style, pasteurized, processed sandwich slices. That was really the only other cheese they had. I figured it looked like American cheese. I was just hoping it melted like American cheese. Now sprinkle on a little bit of Italian seasoning on the Swiss-style slices. Then add a couple pieces of pepperoni to each slice of the faux cheese. Now once all the pepperoni's been added, place it into a 350-degree preheated oven for about 10 minutes or until everything's heated through and hopefully the cheese is melted. While that's baking, head on over and follow me on Instagram if you want to see foods I cook and eat and other random things that I do that I don't record, and you might even get a sneak peek at an upcoming video. I was really hoping this cheese would melt, but after 10 minutes, it didn't melt. So I ended up letting it cook for a total of 25 minutes, and as you can see, the cheese still didn't melt. So let's scoop out one of the 8 servings and give it a try and see how it turned out. Besides the fact that I like melted ooey gooey cheese, I was really counting on the cheese to melt to hold everything together. So here's our finished $5 pepperoni pasta bake. And it doesn't look too bad, at least to me it doesn't. So let's get in there with our fork and shank some of the pasta like a prison snitch. Once we had a fork full, into my old pie hole and down the gullet it went. And I was a little bit shocked. Not the fact that the pasta was cooked perfectly, but that Hunt's pasta sauce is pretty tasty. Unless it was that faux cheese we added, or maybe it was the Dollar Tree seasonings. But something, or a combination of something mixed with the pasta, is giving it great flavor. To be honest, I would be happy with just a bowl of the pasta and the sauce. But we must try the unmeltable faux cheese. It's even difficult to cut. So once we finally got through it, we stabbed some pepperoni, some of the faux cheese, and the pasta. And that looks like a pretty delicious bite. So once again, into my pie hole and down the gullet it went. And as far as the unmeltable faux cheese, it was shockingly good. Not necessarily from flavor, but the shocking part was it was creamy. How do you have something that won't melt that's creamy? Everything together, especially with the pepperoni, is really delicious. I tried a little bit more of the pasta with the grated topping, and it was good just like that. This is a very basic, simple, inexpensive meal that turned out delicious. My family and I enjoyed it for dinner, and I had lunches for a few days. Sure, it would have been much better with real cheese, or maybe even a higher quality sauce. But again, that's not the point of these videos. People need to be able to eat and feed their families, even if they only have a few dollars in their pocket. So that's what these videos are about. Thank you all very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe, and share it with your family and friends. And I'll see you soon.